Go.
All righty, FinCon. First off, before I get started, I just want to say this. I miss you guys. I truly miss my peeps. And so I'm looking forward to seeing everybody in Austin next year if you can make it. I want to hug everybody. I miss you. And so we'll get back to normal soon. But today's talk is going to be on the one killer promotional strategy that no one is talking about. And yes, there are amazing there's amazing strategies out there. We know about the Facebook ads and the Google and the SEO and the Pinterest and the TikTok and all of that, YouTube, Twitter. It's great. It's wonderful. But there's something else that I want to share with you guys that I don't think anybody is hitting hard enough yet. And I think after this talk, it's going to open your eyes to it. Now, before I jump in and I start the why on this killer strategy, let me explain kind of why I went down this path. So in 2015, I started this thing called Money Peach. I didn't know anything. In fact, I thought a blog in 2015 is where you went to go get recipes online. I didn't really understand anything. So I went to FinCon, and I get there, and I remember I went to all the breakout sessions I could go to, and there was one that I still remember 5 years later. Dominique Broadway had this breakout session talking about this thing called online courses. Now, this is 2015. There wasn't a lot of online courses out there. And I thought, well, I'm doing this blog, and I'm doing financial coaching. It would be nice to have this course. So I went home, and I spent 2 months building this amazing course. And if you're like me, you feel like when you dedicate yourself, I feel like FinConners, we are so good at creating things. Like we create the absolute best content. But the problem is, okay, once we create this amazing thing, we got to get it in front of people so they can see it, because if they don't see it, we might as well not even created it. So I had this email list. I had been listening to this guy named Pat Flynn. Anybody heard of him before? And Amy Porterfield. And they told me, Chris, build this email list. I think they're my friends, but they said, build this email list. So we built this email list. I have this course. I launch it, and I launch it to about 10,000 people on my email list. And in 2 days' time, I sold enough courses to make $10,000. Now, you got to remember, in 2015, I'm a firefighter. I thought a blog was where you got recipes, and all of a sudden, 10 months later, I made $10,000 online selling my courses. And I thought, this is amazing. So I'm just going to do this over and over again every month. So the next month, I relaunched the program, and I make $5,000. And I thought, okay, it's still good. 2 months later, I relaunched the same exact email list, and I make $500. And I thought, all right, what's going on here? Oh, I didn't have enough people coming into my email list. I had sold to them over and over again. I got to have more people coming in. So what do? So I go to FinCon the next year. This is San Diego now. And if you have been to 2016 San Diego FinCon, everybody was talking about social media. That was the big thing then. And so I get there and I tell them my issue I'm having with my email list, and I got to get more people. And they said, Chris, it's no big deal. You just need to do Facebook, Google, Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest, SEO, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, and Snapchat. And I'm thinking, well, say it again. You just got to do Facebook, Google, Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest, SEO, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, and Snapchat. I thought, oh my gosh. All right, well, I will try one of them. So she said Facebook first. So I'm like, I'll try this Facebook thing. So I create this Facebook ads account. I didn't know anything about Facebook ads. And I have somebody from FinCon help me. And we create this strategy. And all of a sudden, we had this like Facebook ads funnel that's working really well. And looking back at it, I would put $1 in the Facebook machine. And on the other side, $3 would come out in the form of courses sold. So I thought, okay, if we put $1 in and $3 come out, well, what if we put in $100? Or what if we put in $1,000? Or what if we put in $10,000? I mean, this is crazy thinking. And I remember this was going on for about a year, and I was like, this is awesome. And then one day I opened up my Facebook, and the ads account got shut down, deleted, disabled. And I thought to myself, crap, I'm back to square one. All right, so I'm trying to get my Facebook ads account reinstated. It's not working as fast as I want. So one of my all-time best friends that actually invited me to this FinCon community, Deacon Hayes from Well Kept Wallet, he's like, Chris, I know a lot about SEO. I can show you. I'm like, what's SEO? Oh, okay, so I'm going to show you how to rank in Google. I'm like, oh, this sounds great, because if you rank in Google and people find you, you're going to have more people come to your site, you'll get more leads, you'll be able to promote your brand better, and I thought, this is great. So I sit down with Deacon, and he's really, really smart. I would say he's the Zen master when it comes to SEO. So I comprehend about 5 to 6% of what he says, and I start applying this in January. And starting in January, we had about 10,000 page views a month. And so Deacon says, I think we're going to get you to 100,000, 200,000. I'm like, this is crazy. By December that year, by using some of his strategies that he shared me, we got to 300,000 page views. And I'm thinking, this is great. another side benefit of having more courses sold was this thing called affiliate marketing I didn't know anything about. And remember, I'm still a newbie. Sponsor posts and all these things. So I'm like, this is awesome. This is great. We're just going to do this forever. And then for some reason, the geniuses at Google think that every 3 months that we all want an update or something. And so they update this algorithm in November of 2019, and I watched in 2 days the traffic went down 70%. And I remember thinking to myself, what in the world is going on here? Every time something good happens, this bottom falls out. So I'm thinking, okay. So I remember I was like, okay, it's Facebook, Google, Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest, SEO, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, and Snapchat. I'm like, well, what should I do next? Maybe I'll push pause this time, and maybe I'll start asking some important questions. So I started thinking about what brands out there could function without Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest. I mean, it would hurt a little bit, but they would still be fine. So I started thinking, who do I look up to? Who do we all know about? Well, one of the first people I ever found online was Pat Flynn from Smart Passive Income. And I thought, man, if Facebook went away or Twitter went away, we would still be following Pat Flynn. Okay. Then I started thinking about Amy Porterfield. She taught me everything I know about Facebook and social media. Same thing with her. Then I was like, what about locally in the FinCon community? I thought about Joe Salcihai from Stacking Benjamins. If you take away social media and these channels from Joe Salcihai, he's still going to be amazing. We're still going to be listening to Stacking Benjamins. Then I thought about FinCon. I mean, just this right here. You could take away all these social media and Facebook, and we're still going to be a FinCon community. I thought, okay, what do these 4 brands have that if the bottom fell out of Facebook or Google or LinkedIn and Instagram or whatever happens, they're still going to be around? And the thing that I thought of is they're big brands that feel very local to me. Local as they feel like when I'm listening to these Smart Passive Income podcasts, I feel like I'm listening to a buddy. I'm friends with Joe Salcihai, but if I wasn't friends with Joe, I'd feel like I was listening to a friend. And I thought, okay, they make me feel local. So how do I feel local? And I'm getting my killer strategy right now. So this is the key part right here. This is like, it's all coming together. How do I feel local in this thing where we're trying to reach the world? How do I feel local? And I kept thinking, and I was like, what if instead of feeling local, what if I became local? And this is my #1 killer strategy that I've been using for the past year, and it's been paying dividends, is I've been focusing on my local area, my local community. I live in Phoenix, Arizona. We have 1.7 million people in Phoenix. And I started thinking, yeah, we have students that are in Australia and Israel and Iceland and Canada, and it's really cool to reach the world. But when was the last time I looked at my own backyard? When was the last time I approached some local businesses to partner with? When was the last time I looked at, we'll talk about the shoulder-to-shoulder audiences, something that's aligns with my brand, but not exactly in the financial space. So I started thinking, I've never done this. I've been trying to reach the whole entire world, which I think is great. I think it's important we do that. But why aren't I looking in my backyard in my own community? And think about local brands, especially during COVID. We heard so much of this, like shop local, shop local. People love local. And so I'm thinking, okay, how do I approach this? So I'll give you 2 case studies here, because I only have time for 2 case studies. So I started thinking, I made a list of all these different things that I could be partnering with. So I thought, okay, I'm in the financial space. My goal is to show people how to create a budget, save more money, and pay off debt. Those are the 3 things that I feel like God put me on this earth to tell people to do. So I thought, okay, out of those 3 things right there, who out there is looking for somebody to help them create a budget, save more money, and pay off debt? And I thought, well, maybe somebody opening a checking account, maybe somebody going through a life change, maybe somebody getting married, okay. Maybe somebody refinancing their mortgage or refinancing their house, they're already in that mindset. And then I started thinking, what about like in the shoulder space? Maybe not in the finance space, but maybe somebody in the nutrition space. Maybe a local CrossFit gym. They have members who are looking to improve their health. Maybe they're looking to improve other areas of their life. And I started making this list of businesses that I could reach out to locally. So one of the businesses was this company in Arizona called the Valley Sleep Center. Now my mind was thinking, these people are going to get sleep studies done because they want to improve their health, they want to improve their life. What if they want to improve their finances? So I meet with the CEO of the Valley Sleep Center and we start talking. And I'm thinking she's going to be like, absolutely. I would love for all of our offices, our buildings across the state to have you feature there. No, she didn't say that. Kind of threw me off. I'm like, huh. She goes, I got something better. You see, this was at the start of COVID, and there was talks of this thing called a stimulus check. She says, I have a couple hundred employees that work for me, Chris, and they're going to get this stimulus check, and I want them to know how to manage this money. I would love to send all of them to your program. Would you be okay with that? And I'm thinking, God, this is not Facebook ads. This is not SEO, this is not LinkedIn, Pinterest, SEO, TikTok. This is just talking to somebody in my backyard here, and they want to send me all of these customers. And so we were able to successfully go through a program where we tailored it to their staff, and they went through the program, and it was a win. Win for them, win for our business, win for growing. But this was the cool one that I'm going to be sharing with you right here. So I started thinking, going back, where are the businesses or where are the people at that want my services? Remember, I show people how to create a budget, save more money, pay off debt. That's my focus. So are they refinancing their mortgages? Are they opening checking accounts? Are they opening savings accounts? And I thought, where can I find these people? And I thought, well, where do I open a checking account? Where do I refinance my mortgage? Maybe it's the credit union I've been a member of for the past 10 years. What if I reached out to them? So I was strategic in it. I went on Facebook and I kept promoting them on Facebook. I would say, I love my credit union and tag them. I love my credit union and tag them. And lo and behold, their marketing people reached out to me and they said, we really appreciate you tagging us in all of these posts on your social media. We would love to have a meeting with you. So I go to their office and I go have a meeting with them and they say, you know, Chris, it's pretty crazy that you tagged us on Facebook because we're the second largest credit union in Arizona. We have 250,000 members, and one of our core values is financial education, and we're looking for somebody to do all of our financial education for our members. Do you know anybody? And I'm thinking to myself, I have been trying to crack the code to Facebook, Google, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, SEO, TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube. And these people are a mile from my house, and I've been doing business with them for 10 years, and they're looking for someone like me? Are you kidding me? And that's when the light bulb started going off. My killer promotional strategy, I'm still going to use all of those great things. You have to use them. It's important. But for those of us maybe who are getting started, and you're thinking, I don't have the resources, the money to plug into social media to get started. Or maybe you've been around like me for 5 years, and you're still learning every day. Maybe there's opportunities in my backyard. And I don't care if you live in Colby, Kansas with a population of 5,500 people, or you live in Phoenix, Arizona with 1.7 million people. There are people who are looking for you to help them. And it's unbelievable that they're looking, and all we have to do is pick up the phone, tag them on Facebook, go to their office, knock on their doors. It's that easy, it's that simple. And what I've learned is we're great at trying to change the world, and I love this, right? I love what PT has said before. There's like 2,000, 3,000 of us at FinCon. There's like 7 billion people on Earth. There's plenty of us to go around, right? There's plenty to go around. But what about your local community? What I challenge you to do is I want you to make a list. I want you to make a list of who are the avatars, who are the people that I want to help, okay? Where are they at? Where are they at in my local community? Are they at the gym? Are they at the grocery store? Are they in moms groups? Start making a list of where these avatars, where your future customers are at, okay? Once you create that list, now start thinking about, okay, how do I get in front of them? Do I contact my local bank like I did, or the credit union? Do I go to a gym? Do I call nutrition coaches in the area, maybe a doctor, whatever it might be? But start thinking about that. And then lastly, this is the easy part, go say hello, introduce yourself. Say, hi, I live in the local community. This is my business. I think there's some opportunity where we can help you or we can help each other. Just doing this right here, it has revolutionized my business this year. In a tough year with COVID, this has been great. This has been something that it's uplifted my business, but it's also the local feeling. You know, you see it, American Express, that's one of their big promotions is local first, local first. Be local first. Look out to your community. Be the subject matter expert for the people in your area who are looking for someone like you. Thank you guys so much.
One question, Chris. It came up in the chat.
Okay.
You mentioned that when you launched your course, you launched to 10,000 email subscribers. How do you go from 0 to 10,000?
So I did a talk in 2016 in FinCon. So I was listening to Pat Flynn and Amy Porterfield like every single day of my life. I was listening to them. And so they said, create these lead magnets. Create a lead magnet and then put it everywhere on your site, talk about it nonstop. So that's what I did. I created a budget template. And so I started just putting this everywhere I could, sending it. I was going on other people's podcasts, and I was talking about the budget. And so it was that lead magnet that built that email list pretty quickly.
Oh, that's excellent. And what is a lead magnet for somebody who's never heard that?
So a lead magnet is basically you're giving them something in exchange for their email address. So I created an Excel template, but it could be a PDF, it could be anything. But it was just something that they would get in exchange for giving me their email address.
That's excellent. Thank you so much, Chris.
Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it.